Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry it's been a very long time. Had a lot of personal issues going on, but I'm back nevertheless. Got some interesting things to talk about today. Coming is a Wartune's patch 11.2, which just dropped for the test servers, but technically beta servers. And definitely some interesting upgrades that I like. But let's go ahead and get into them, and I'm going to start off with something that I actually personally enjoy, and it's for the Mage class. That is, these skills have been revamped. There definitely is some good changes and a few I personally don't agree with, but considering the last patch regarding the kingship and the bosses, I think this is definitely going to benefit a lot of Mage players out there who had issues with, damage and such and whatnot. So this is definitely interesting. So let's look at some of the older skills that we have on here, thanks to Dolly Games. As you know, most of us are familiar with the arcane tech and the restoration. And let's be honest, the restoration tech was complete dog crap. Like it's completely trash. And I completely hated it. I preferred the old original skills, like Blessed Light, which they technically kind of brought back, but we'll get into that in a minute. First things first, I want to talk about Thunder Gust. So as you can see, base level, it does 130% magic damage. To random enemy, receive 10 extra rage, the passive effect 20%, now that stayed the same. And then level 5 is 190%. Well, here for level 5, it's 260% with an extra 25 rage. Which is definitely something that's going to help a lot of me personally in pretty much the Forbidden Boss Land and Kingship, as it is very hard for mages to gain rage because of it, and there has been a lot of outrage regarding the mage classes in this area. So this is definitely a big bonus up for them. Actually, just reset everything. So tier 1 does 180, so 130, so yeah, definitely a percentage increase there. So yeah, okay, so let's take a look at Fiery Lotus. So it does 133% magic damage to a whole enemy group. Passive effects increase magic by 20%, magic defense also by 30%. So yeah. And yeah, in case you haven't noticed, yeah, they no longer have the arcane and restoration. All of your skills are just right here. And in case you're wondering how they're eliminated by columns, which means up and down. So let's say, example, I wanted Lightning Nova. These skills are now disabled. And same thing. It's pretty much you pick your skills left to right. So yeah, definitely interesting. But Lightning Nova is now my personal favorite. But back to Fire Lotus. So you get 133%. I'll just so you guys can see it. And for this is base, tier 1 does 180% magic damage to whole enemy group. Passive effects, max HP increased by 20% and magic defense by 30%. So tier 5 is 260. Now, the one thing I did notice is that the rage for this has increased. So this has a rage consumption of 10, but this has a rage consumption of 25. Probably due to the fact that they increased this by you are guaranteed 25 rage regardless, so you'll always cast this skill. But if I go and put this at tier 5, this is going to do 209% damage. So yeah, this is the area where I kind of don't agree with. I mean, this deals 209% magic damage to the whole enemy group. This deals 206% to the whole enemy group. And you're increasing the amount of rage by 15. Yeah, something I can, I'm having some questions on. So this got buffed, but this didn't. But this got a debuff. So definitely questioning that one. Okay, so we're gonna do the restorations, or actually just do arcane. Yeah, you don't need required intelligence anymore. At least not that I'm aware of. No, you don't. So once you unlock knighthood, you will get access to these skills immediately. If they do require it, I'm not going to change my stats to see, but all these are unlocked, which is definitely good because I hated trying to get 8th. This was a pain. Okay, this was a literal pain. Like, we all can hate this. Okay, so criminal trial deals 370% at tier 1 at 530 at level 5 with 30 rage. Alright. Criminal trial at tier 1 does 495% damage to a random enemy and boosts his damage speed by 20% for 2 turns while consuming 50 rage. This consumes 30, but when you tier it up, remember, you pay attention to what skill you want, because once you pick this one, the other 3 are disabled for you. So tier 5, or level 5, does 675% magic damage to random enemy and boosts them by 20%. So, while definitely a 20% rage increase, I think I'll take the extra damage for it, which is fine, because we usually gain rage pretty quickly anyway. Oh yeah, and another thing, it's only 10-second cooldown, compared to the 30-second cooldown. So yeah, I think that's a definitely plus in my book. Energy control, this is a passive skill. 20% chance to decrease the enemy's awakening points by 150 when dealing damage. And then you have tier 5, which is 550. This is passive skill. So pretty much tier 1 is 150 and tier 5 is 550. Now let's see what the changes they made for energy control. The new energy control, 7% chance of dealt damage plus 20% when dealing damage. Lasts 2 turns. Tier 5, 22% chance of damage dealt plus 20% when dealing damage. So you have a 22% chance of getting a buff that increases damage by 20% for 2 turns. It doesn't say it stacks. Well, I'm pretty sure the cooldown, I think. I don't know how I personally feel about this. I guess it's alright. In a sense, so to speak. I don't know. I think I'd prefer this. I think I'd probably prefer this. But if you're weak and you need more damage, I guess, and you're hoping this procs, then I guess this will be good, but I think I'd probably prefer the awakening points of decreasing. But that's just, again, my personal opinion. So definitely interesting. Alright, so next skill, Divine Shield. Tier 1 was 20% chance to reduce the damage received by 15% when dealing damage, and lasted 2 turns. And tier 5 was reduced damage received by 35%. So 15 tier 1, 35 at tier 5. Here we go, Divine Shield. Okay, 7% chance to restore 3% HP when attacking. I kind of probably prefer this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can either get reversed, you can get either a temporary shield or, and I guess HP restored. I guess it just depends. Let me see what tier 5 is. Let's go set one more time. Yes. 22% chance to recover 3% HP when attacking. Oh. Okay, so the amount of HP you get doesn't increase, but only the percentage of it increases. Okay, I think I'd rather get this. I think I prefer the old Divine Shield. Let's see, do I want 3% HP back, or do I want negative 30%, 35% damage? For 2 turns, might I add. Yeah, I think I prefer the old Divine Shield. So, yeah, that's a lost. Hell's Requirement. Deals 400% magic damage to the whole enemy group and boosts their damage received by 30% for 2 turns. So tier 1 is 400% and level 5 is 560. And this does have a 10-second cooldown and 80 rage and all targets. Let's take a look. The new heals require consume 75 rage, still attacks all, deals 242% damage to the entire enemy group and reduces damage dealt by targets by 20% last 2 turns. Let's see what tier 5 brings. Deals 306% to the entire enemy group and reduces damage by 20%. Okay, this is something that's... Okay, I have some questions as to why they nerfed that skill. But I already know, because they replaced those. This is no longer a Delpic skill, so to speak. This is more like, this is really not really a Delpic anymore, so to speak. That would be these 2 skills over here. Lightning Nova at tier, it does like 1000% damage at max tier, for 100 rage, and then you have this one, which does a ton of damage. So yeah, this is definitely a nerf. Go from 360 to tier 5, from 560 from the old. Oh, 10 seconds, 80 rage. I mean, less rage, but now it's doubled to 20 seconds. Yeah, not agreeing with that one. Alright, on to the next one. Death Curse, level 1. 20% chance to decrease all of the enemy's resistance by 15% when dealing damage. Stackable up to 3 times. I thought this was stackable. It must have been broken. Last 2 turns. And tier 5 is decreased resistance by 35%. Confirmed. Well, this was never changed. I think a while ago I did ask him about a year when it came out, but this was yeah, this is I think it's the right one. I don't have a older account with a mage with knighthood, so we should assume that that's correct. So tier 1, let's see what the new one is if they changed that too. Okay, so they have. So 7% chance to increase enemies receive damage by 20% last 2 turns. Okay, that's a plus. I'll definitely take it. Let's see what tier 5 offers. 22% chance to increase enemies receive damage by 20%. Okay, I guess that's a... Okay, I guess that's pretty good, because resistance, yeah, they're basically useless to me. Especially when they nerfed the resistance, because it actually made a difference before, but they nerfed it in a prior patch. I forgot which one it was. Okay, so this is one that genuinely pisses me off the most. So let me show you guys the old Lightbringer right quick. I'll come back to this. Actually, you know what? I'll come back to all passive skills. I'll just work on the main skills. Lightbringer recovers 1200 awakening points for the entire party and dispels 1 negative buff. I use this skill all the time. Tier 5 was 2400. Consumes 100 rage in 30 seconds, and I genuinely loved this skill. Some people tend to disagree with him on that, but I genuinely love it. They now have it to deals 430% magic damage to 2 to 4 enemies with 100 rage. And tier 5 it is 516 with a 30-second cooldown. So I am genuinely disappointed in this skill in particular, as it was very overpowered in certain battles, especially when it's PvP. You have no idea, especially stacking this with the steel skill from either Frigga or Windsylph. Definitely made this powering. Now it's kind of useless. I doubt anyone's gonna run this really. No, I don't think anyone's gonna run that. I'm genuinely pissed at that they nerfed that. That was probably my favorite skill. Alright. Back to this. Mana Miracle. So the 4 change, 50% chance to remove 1 beneficial buff from the enemy when dealing damage. Let's check what the new one is. I they still have it. I don't think they do. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay. 7% chance to remove one beneficial buff from the... Okay, so they kept that. Wait, did I read the rest? Wait, what? Oh, wait, did he nerf percentage? 15% chance to remove one beneficial... Wait. So tier 5 was 35. That's actually right. Buff. 7 chance. Okay, I don't see why they nerfed that. Yeah, they nerfed the percentage. Okay then. Okay, now let's take a look at the healing set. For the restoration talent, which was the defense. All of these were useless. You cannot tell you how much the healing side of things were. They completely just nerfed it into the ground when this came out, but it's definitely some better now. Healing hands. Tier 1 heals party members who possess the lowest percent of HP. Restores HP equal to 10% of its max HP and decreases its damage received by 30%. Lasted 2 turns, and level 5 was 30%. So a 30-second cooldown with 30 rage and a random single target. Okay. Healing hands. Heals party member who possesses the lowest percent of HP. Restores HP equal to 276% of its HP and decreases damage by 20%. Yeah, much needed buff. Much needed buff. Not only that, it's a 10-second cooldown with 50 rage. Definitely worth the trade-off by every single aspect whatsoever. And when I see what tier 5 for that is, tier 5 feels 376%. So yeah, definitely a buff needed over this pile of garbage. This was just useless. Okay, let's take a look at Mana Reflex. 15% chance to restore 1% HP for the entire party after each action. And tier 5 was 35%. Let's see what the change is now. This is Mana Reflex. Alright. So 7% chance to restore 1% HP for... Okay, so they just nerfed the amount of percentage of chances. Why would they do that? Okay. Kind of weird why they would nerf the percentage, but okay. I kind of wish they... Well... I mean, they did technically buff other skills, so I guess they have some drawbacks, so, eh. Okay, Soul Transformation. 15% chance to heal party members who possess the lowest percent of HP. Restores HP equal to 5% of its max HP after each action. And tier 5 was 35%. Definitely kind of an interesting one. I think this one procced a lot, actually. But let's take a look at it. Soul Transformation. 7% chance to... Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. They just lower the, They just lowered the percentage of when it procs, then. Oh, not only that, they also lowered the percentage. So it restores HP equal to 3% of its max HP after each action. So yeah, so they pretty much nerfed the passives. For restoration. So the restoration passives just pretty much got nerfed in terms of percentage and the amount of percentages that they actually proc in battle. Okay, I guess. Alright, Brightly Shining. Now this is pretty much a Blessed Light skill. At least the new version is. So this one adds a healing buff to the entire party, restoring 10% max HP each action for 3 turns. So and tier 5 was 18%. Now this consumes 80 freaking rage. 80, might I add. And has a 10-second cooldown. Yeah, this skill was completely, shouldn't even exist. But now they turned that skill to something actually useful. It recovers 171% HP for the entire party. That's just at tier 1, by the way. This is one I'm going to put at tier 5. This does 216% free HP for the entire party. It consumes 75 rage for 20-second cooldown. Now that's a much better skill. One that people will probably use a lot. Definitely a Blessed Light upgrade. Actually, I don't even know what the percentage for Blessed Light was, but I'm pretty sure it was. I know it's much better than this old version. So yeah, definitely an upgrade in my book. I enjoy. Alright, now you get the Seed of Wisdom. 20% chance to increase all resistance by 15% after each action. Stackable up to 3 times last 2 turns. This is another passive skill. Tier 5 is 35%. Seed of Wisdom as well. There we go. So, 7% chance to decrease damage received by 20% after each action last 2 turns. So, I mean, rather than resistance, at least they did for damage. So I'll give them that. Decreases damage in general, not just resistance. So I'll give them that. But again, they did nerf it to 7%, which is okay, I guess. I mean, it's better than nothing. Definitely interesting. Another passive, War Blessing. 15% chance to remove a negative buff for the entire party each turn. 35% chance at tier 5. Another passive. Yeah, they just nerfed percentages is all they did, really. Out of curiosity, I'm just see what tier 5 is for this one, because it's going to be the same for the other ones. So 22% chance is the max. Okay. I mean, okay, that's, yeah. I mean, I guess it's worth the trade-off for the other stuff. Oh, this is now this one was kind of interesting. Restores 25% max HP for the entire party and removes 3 negative buffs. Tier 5 was 45% and 100 rage and 30 seconds cooldown. This one was okay. I just wish it was like half the rage. Well, maybe 70 rage. I don't think it was worth 100 rage. So let's take a look at the new version. Restores 193% max HP for the entire party and removes 3 negative buff. Now that is worth an upgrade. So they kept the rage, they kept the cooldown, they just buffed the amount of HP you gain, which is immediately already better, might I add. So yeah, that's another plus in my book. Okay, so now let's take a look at the additional skills that we have here. Everyone knows this as from the original Lightning Chain. So this deals 181 magic damage to the enemy in front row, plus a bonus 72% damage per 2 turns. Per turn for 2 turns, I'm sorry. Another one they added was Flaming Vortex. This deals, which is this is a I guess I would consider a Delpic skill. This deals 697% damage to the enemy with the lowest amount of HP. Another one would be Meteorite Crash. 100 rage, 30 seconds. This deals 330% damage to the enemy in the front row, plus a bonus 132% damage per turn. Lasts 2 turns. Another one, Storm Cell. This was actually a passive icon before, I just noticed that. Someone actually did bring this to my attention. So this deals 233 magic damage to enemies in the back row and increases damage by 20%. Lasts 2 turns. Wow, they have a lot of things that lasts 2 turns. It's a 10-second cooldown, 50 rage, and this applies to the back row. So please keep in mind this. Frost Ring. Deals 297% damage to 2 random enemies and generates a 15% shield for the entire party. Lasts 2 turns. This reminds me of Mana Shield. I think it does like 35 decreased damage, I think, or 25. I can't remember. But this one's actually does damage. So this is definitely interesting. I don't think it should be 75. I think it should be probably 60 or 50. But that's okay. It's an okay skill in my book. Then you have the Beast right here, which is my personal favorite, the Lightning Nova. This is going to be the end-all to be-all skills. Deals 850% damage to a random enemy and increases damage by 20%. Now remember, guys, this is a random enemy, so this is a party player. So this could go towards a weak kid in the back, and you just completely wasted it. So yeah, this could either be really good when you need it or a complete fluke. So just be mindful of that. So tier 5, 1020% damage. Definitely one of my favorites on this one. I'm gonna go and actually switch over to. I'm gonna do tier 5 this one because I'm curious what the max damage is. I actually will do tier 5 for all of these so you guys can see for the new skills that haven't been done. So tier 5 for Lightning Chain does 240% damage with a 99% damage for the remaining 2 turns for them. So definitely interesting. Just go over to. Okay, so this is actually my current set for, well, no, that's the original one. Okay, Flaming Vortex. This is also the second Delpic, so to speak. This does 883 damage to the enemy with the lowest amount of HP. Again, this is kind of like hitting a kid, because the kid will always have the lowest amount of HP. To a degree, technically. So just make sure you kill the kid first, so this will actually affect either the willpower or the player. I'm gonna do Meteorite Crash for everyone, as it's another new skill that was added. So 396 damage, 158 bonus damage per turn for front row. Definitely gonna be interesting there. So yeah. So yeah, I'd say all in all, this is definitely a pretty good update for mage skills. I don't have archer skills, or well, I do have an archer, but none of them are on test servers, so I will hopefully see if I can get those out for everyone. But I definitely do like that they revamp the skills for the mage and actually increase them. So this is definitely something that I probably give it an A- on. The reason for the minus is due to the fact that this skill was nerfed, and they kind of nerfed a lot of the passives to a lower chance. Again, it's worth the upgrades that we get as well as the new skills. I just wish they would have kept Fiery Lotus alone, which is definitely interesting. I don't know why they like this. Wait, where is it all the way to the top? I mean, like, this did more damage. I mean, yeah, it's only 1 second cooldown, but like, come on. But it was okay. And I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. Okay, maybe it's an A. Definitely not A plus, but I'll give it an A. Definitely good idea for the new skills. At least it brings more oomph to the party. But alright. Yeah, another new patch note that they added was they finally added the Poseidon shop to the profile page. So rather than going all the way down here, like traveling for eternity, just go to exchange and boom, you're there. So that's definitely interesting. Oh yeah, they also revamped the devotion. So what they did was, because a lot of things you couldn't do to get devotion, they decided to limit it to only what you're able to unlock. So peerage stuff won't show up until you unlock peerage. Like knighthood won't unlock until you unlock knighthood, and advancement won't unlock until you unlock advancement. So I got class advancement stuff. I can do anything regarding that. And of course, I don't know what the reward prior to was. I have to look at that. Then you got knighthood stuff. And peerage, I have not unlocked peerage yet. When I do, I will actually make a video on that. and because this stuff, it's just, it's alright. I mean, let's be honest here. Not too many people completely fills all of this stuff out. Most people do like to what 300 or 400 a day and then call it quits. Usually. But when I unlock Peerage, which hopefully shouldn't take too long, I will definitely make a video on the new Wartune. If enough of you guys want it. So definitely interesting there. Right. Regarding another patch note that I have here is a new outlook, a fashion chest and rider's chest with a new and better display effect. Interactive experience and rewards including Beast Heart and Flystone have been added to the new shop. Open shot to check them out. At the same time, NPC Ifren will take a vacation for now. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the fashion rider's chests are now located literally in the shop, which is where I told them should have been the entire time. Oh, cool little icon. So yeah, so you get the fashion chest here, and then there's look, the second one, and you get the rider's chest over here. So yeah, definitely wish they would have brought this here sooner. Now, I don't know what the drop rate for the Beast Heart and Flystone is. I will have to do a few, maybe like a couple 500 to see its drop rate. Unless somebody already has that data from me, then I can make a video on it. I'm curious to see what that is. I'm not even familiar with the Flystone either. I'm gonna have to look at that. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. Another particular favorite one of mine is something that's really interesting. So they've cut down on treasure thieves in Skytrail. A lot of people hated treasure thieves. They were all over the place, and I personally hated them. Well, now they reduced the amount, haven't cut down. So you get more rewards, even though they're crappy. But at least you could pretty much go through it quicker. Next level, I just cleared that. I guess I'm still on some team, only 30 mil, so no hurt for comments. So technically we shouldn't run into as many. Usually by last level, usually by stage 10, you're running to them like every 4 or 5 turns, essentially, which is annoying. Okay, so I'm at 12%, and I've only run into it one time. So this should be interesting. Alright. So that's so far one time. Alright, well, so far, okay, well, I guess they have reduced it, because I would have ran into another one by now. Yeah, so they definitely have reduced the amount that it drops. I'm already... Okay, so 2 times, wow, so okay, so they have reduced the amount of times it takes to actually spawn these things. So that's actually good. So yeah, that does make Skytrail go a bit faster for those who have not completed it yet. Alright, so that's good. Alright. Well, that's an interesting update. So yeah, I give that an A+, definitely 100%. Alright, on to the next thing for the patch notes. More attractive and worthwhile items have been on sale in Mystery Shop. You can enter Mystery Shops through NPC Zoe and the hot page of shop. Alright, let's go to the hot page of... Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, here we go. I mean, 6,000 balance for a Frost Panther Lord? No, thank you. Possibly this will be useful. Again, 20, they should bump this to 50 to be more of a value. Okay, this is actually, okay, this should have been 100, but okay. Okay, this one, okay, it's alright. Let's look at the default exchange. Okay. I should have had it. Yeah. Let's shoot another one. Alright, so yeah, some prices have changed, some haven't. Yeah, it's alright. No one really uses the mystery shop, to be honest. I'm surprised they haven't really removed that from the game. Alright, another thing, which I don't know, I won't be able to show it right now. The stun effect in battle has been optimized. At the current stun effect ends, players won't be able to be stunned again in 5 turns. Enjoy a smoother and more exciting battles. A lot of people are going to be thankful about that, because I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people stunned for eternity on the Purge skills. I know they're going to be very, very happy regarding that. Actually, where's the relic? Because I know one of them had a stun. One of them had a stun, if I can find wherever it is. This one right here, Unholy Saber. What is the chance stunning me for 1 turn? That one actually used to hit me a lot. So yeah, that's actually something I'm actually kind of enjoyed here. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. So at least it won't take the match hostage, so to speak, and pretty much a lopsided win. So yeah, I'd say, and I would show you the other patch. They do have some new bosses for Forbidden Land. I will not be able to make a video on that until after the patch, because I don't really do it on this account. Yeah, I'm only at like level 3 on this too. But when it does come out for all servers, to live servers, I will definitely make a video on that. But yeah, right now that's pretty much it. So yeah, I definitely say this is definitely a decent overall good patch. I won't really give it a score rating until it hits the live servers, but so far I'm definitely looking at a solid I would probably definitely a solid A minus, as there are a lot of actual good stuff added, like reduced time for devotion, especially a lot of initial devotion. Definitely good for Skytrail, and definitely good for the skills, as it will definitely change a lot of the gameplay too. So yeah, I'd say this has definitely been a good patch so far. I'm personally already enjoying it. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below or on Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you guys have any clips of any of the knights with their archers, please do let me know. Just hit me up on Discord or in the comments, and I'll reach out to you. But please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Peace.